to MyMegoLike YouTube channel. I'm just getting a break from work before having to go back. A little exhausting here, but I want to show you guys some really cool stuff. I want to take you guys back in time to the 1970s. These 1970s, when the real G.I. Joe, 60s and 70s, when the real G.I. Joe was made, and we had the Lone Ranger, we had the Fighting Furies, we had Mego, the good Mego, not the new shit that's no good. Big Jim. We had figures from Azrak Hamway. We had figures from Remco. We had figures from Ideal Toys. We had figures from Knickerbocker. All kinds of good stuff. So today I want to show you some stuff, something made by a company called Travel Toys. Right? Do I have that right? I'm so tired right now. There's some cases that were made for various action figures. A lot of the days back in the 70s, you had places like Hasbro making toys and carry cases, and Mattel and so on, but there were companies that were feeding off of them, basically hanging off their coattails to make their own source of revenue. And part of making that revenue was making something that was sometimes specific to one toy, maybe to G.I. Joe, but instead of limiting them, a good majority of them kind of kept their cases within the, hey, it's an 8 to 12 inch action figure range, which could be something like a Mego up to a Big Jim, Fighting Furies to a Lone Ranger figure, and then even a G.I. Joe. So I want to show you some of these cases today. We're going to go over them. Today I was fortunate enough, after looking, because I've known about these for years, and when I first started collecting them, I only knew of 2 cases, and I had 2 cases. Right now I have 4, and they're all different. And I'm wondering if there weren't more variances as well, but I'll go through and I'll show them to you, and then we'll take a look and see what we got. All right, so let's get into it. Actually, before we even do that, let's open this box from my friend Raymond Jewett. And Ray, if you're watching or going to watch this, thank you, brother. I met Ray in a G.I. Joe group of all places, and Ray, when I needed something, before I even knew who Ray was or even knew me, he stepped up and helped me out with something, and we've been talking ever since. It's a great community when you enjoy sharing your collection with other people, and you're not trying to be the toy king and, you know, rule the world with toys. So, all right, we got a few. Raise the bomb. All right, so let me get these out of here. So, couple things here. Wow, there's actually a little more than I thought there would be. Let's do this, then we'll get to the cases. So, first off, I have a lot of stray cats out there that they weren't getting fed too well. So I started feeding them, and they're, for the most part, domesticated. They don't come in the house as much, and they come in for a little bit, but you can pet them now. They would never come near me. You could pet them, and they always need food, and Ray was good enough to send them some party mix. You know, those cats love to party. Thank you, Ray. These are awesome. They're going to love them. They're going to love them. Yeah, so I think there's 10 of them out there, and they're beautiful. I'm not like crazy cat person, although I've been told that I might be if I have so many cats. But I take great admiration in people like David Eon and LPH, Open by Chance, who are raising cats who actually live in their house. I had a couple of let them come in. They don't want to always stay in, but we're kind of doing with that. What is up, Mr. Nostalgic for the 70s and 80s, Mr. David? How are you? I'm just going to do a quick open before I get into the meat of the conversation, but Ray was good enough to send me a whole series of clothes. Ray is a Joe collector, and he's quite a good Joe collection. And let's see, most of this bag came out of a musty tote found in a shed. Has a smell. Open at your own risk. LOL. Well, we're going to open it. Not too bad. Not too bad. You can always wash. Be very careful washing these clothes, but Ray's really cool. If he finds knockoff stuff and so on. Oh, yeah, look at these. We got some great outfits in here. These could be Mr. Action or Johnny Hero or any of that. There's a whole bunch. I'll have to go through them and look. Yeah, they might even be for something else, but there's a whole bunch of good outfits in here. And I love this shit. I'm a huge LJN Mr. Action fan. There we go. Or any of the knockoffs. Not necessarily the figure. The G.I. Joe dolls, or action figures, excuse me, is so much better. But, yeah, this is great. Ray, we're going to get them cleaned up. We're going to press them a little bit, and they're going to look fucking awesome. You ever take, like, old clothes like this? They look okay, and then you put them in water and let them soak. Most of the time that I've had them for any toy, unless it's mint out of the box, they turn the water black. It's insane. It's insane. All right, so let's get into some of this. Is Ray the same person that makes custom 12-inch figures? No, I don't think that's, it's Raymond Jewett. He is in our MegoLike Facebook group, David, if you like. He's a big Joe collector, and he actually sent me some nice silver accessories because I got a Big Jim Beast camper over there, and I was missing those, and Ray sent me over these, and of course now I can't open it because I'm just the other way. I'm a little tired. Can't see it in my face. By the way, big shout out to the Scallion. Big shout out to you, brother. Hopefully everybody's great. Hope the Great White North is nothing but cold and lovely for you. So there we go. We got some nice pieces for that. These are great. Thank you so much, Mr. Ray Ray. And look who else is here. It's Brian Sanchez. Brian Sanchez. That's right, Brian Sanchez. All right, so before I got a couple more things. So if you guys haven't been going to Wendy's to get the kids' meals, they've got these really cool DC figures. They're not painted. They come in 4 different colors. I know, we're going to get into the meat of it. Can you see them over there? They're all over there. They come in blue, red, gold, and green. And there's supposedly a shadow edition, which I think is black. And then they have these little cards for each character and so on. Well, it's like the hunt to find all these things. So Ray got me some, this is awesome. So Ray got me some nice figures. These are wonderful. Love them. Fantastic. I haven't been saving the boxes. There we go. This is the one that I've been jonesing for. This is the Batman set. I needed the Batman set in red. So I got it. I think he just helped me complete my red set. They should be complete. Just want to check these out real quick. So are you and the Stallion gonna have? Yes! The Stallion and I are all about making up, Brian Sanchez. Ooh, more red ones. Ooh, look at this one. This is a tough set to get, by the way. This is the Raven, Beast Boy, and Slade set. These are hard to get. Oh, these are nice. Ray, you are the king. Yeah, Ray's a really good dude. That's funny. He only lives 1 state over. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We got some figures, baby. All right, Ray, you rock. All right, Ray rocks. Love Ray. Love Ray. All right, I'm gonna get these off the table because I love these. If you're not collecting these, I feel bad for you. Should, but my good buddy there, Terry Jackson, Terry Mother Jackson, as I like to call him, found out that 2 years ago they did, because there was no, excuse me, Superman. There's a bunch of characters missing. It turns out 2 years ago they already started doing this, but Wendy's doesn't advertise too well. Anyway, are we making up? Yes. Yes. As a matter of fact, guess what? Open by chance, David Eon's joining in. We're going to start our own little Facebook page. We're going to call it Ego Ambassadors. That's what we're going to call it, Ego Ambassadors. The Great White North isn't great. No, I know, David. I'm just kidding. You guys know I'm being sarcastic. For those of you who don't know the history behind the whole thing there, go back and watch some of my old videos. You can see for yourself. All right, let's get into meeting this, because Toy Click is all about having fun. Right, Brian Sanchez? Right, Mr. Nostalgic David? Yes, it's about having fun. So let's start with the obvious ones. And I'm going to probably guess most of you have seen something like this. Now, this one is missing the white handle. When I bought it, I didn't realize that. But I love the front of the case. This is a travel toy case. And inside, this one is missing the insert. There'd be like a paper insert, and you put the figure on one side and the clothes and crap on the other. And there was a little bar. And you get little teeny tiny hangers like they used to make for Barbie dolls back in the day. And you can put your outfits, and there you go, and you have your candle. You take it. What's interesting and unique about this is probably hard to see, but you get this interesting avocado green color. It's the 1970s. Avocado green, copper tone brown, dark brown. What was that yellow called? Sunflower yellow, mauve, just bad colors. If you don't believe me, you can watch Good Times and see the bad colors. Just check out JJ's outfits. So they have some really interesting things. So they've got this guy with this beard, and he's not really a G.I. Joe. He's not really Mr. Action. He looks a little bit Action Jackson. But then they've got this boat down here. They've got this race car. They've got the motorcycle, which reminds me a lot about the Big Jim motorcycle. But this helicopter, Brian Sanchez, what does that helicopter look like to you? That looks very much like the Hasbro G.I. Joe helicopter, right? It's got that. The race car, not too sure of. In the boat, maybe some Irwin toys. But let's read what's on the front. This is the part, if you don't pay attention when you buy your toys, you should. And I'm going to actually give these a nice clean up tonight because I never clean them. They need to be a little bit clean. They'll shine a little brighter when we do it. So this action figure case is for action figures G.I. Joe, Big Jim. Okay, so we've got our 12-inch figure. We've got our 9-inch figure. Action Jackson, that's our 8-inch figure. And of course, everybody's most favorite, right there. Can you see it? You see it? The Long Ranger. The Long Ranger. Brian Sanchez, when you were little, did you think it was the Long Ranger or the Lone Ranger? Because when I was a kid, we thought it was the Long Ranger, but I'm pretty sure these guys that print this in China at the time, or Hong Kong, didn't know better. So it's the Long Ranger, etc. So any figures in there that you had could fit in here. So most people have probably seen this at some point. You may not collect it. I like action figure cases. I do. They're nostalgic. They remind me of a kid. You get your stuff together. It was like your playroom in a box, right? Okay. There was also this one. And if you take a look at this one's quite a bit shiny. It has the white handle, which the other one's missing. It's this really dark chocolate brown. Same thing. You can see it's a little bit easier to read because it's white on dark brown, so that avocado green. But again, for action figures, G.I. Joe, Big Jim, Action Jackson, Long Ranger, etc. Okay. Manufactured, designed by Travel Toy of Prepack Incorp. New York City. Everything was done in New York City or up by Moonachie, New Jersey. They've got these nice little brass tabs. We know these break off on a lot of the old toys that had them, play cases and so on. And there you go. This is what it would look like on the inside, although it would look a lot newer. You've got this piece of white paper that's riveted. You can see where the rivets are. It's riveted down here, and then they had this metal piece up here, and this was to put the doll clothes on a hanger. That's what that was for, so you could hang them on a hanger. It really should have gone the other way, but that's okay. That's what you had. So you had this nice travel case. Actually, at some point, I actually was putting action figures in and storing them away, and then I'm like, oh, what a pain in the ass, because I don't know which figures are in there. And yes, you're right. It looks like the Joe helicopter, Brian Sanchez. Yes, the long, it's not a kid show, the Long Ranger. The masked Long Ranger. Let's see. David says, definitely looks like a knockoff G.I. Joe. That is correct. Nostalgic for the 70s. That is correct. That is correct. It does look like a Ranger. Now, while I was searching, this happened a little while ago. Actually, let me point something out real fast. You see this nice little handle? It's this nice little kind of flip handle, if you will. Okay. I came across a similar case, and I said, wow, the color of that's really cool. I've never seen that. Let's take a comparison. A brown, avocado, and we have this kind of forest green, I guess. But I loved the color of it. I thought it was cool. What I liked most about it is the texture. If you look at this, we've got this kind of fake patent leather. See, it's nice and shiny. And then we've got this kind of matte finish. And actually the texture, this actually is textured. It looks a little bit like, I don't know, skin or something, or alligator skin or something, as opposed to that smooth surface. Again, the same thing with action figures. G.I. Joe, Big Jim, Action Jackson, Long Ranger. Now, I didn't clean them off, and it looks like, yeah, I didn't clean these off yet, but I'm going to clean them off. This looks like a kid wrote a 5 on it, but that's actually supposed to be the string from the front of the boat. So if you see that, and you go, oh, somebody wrote on it. No, that's actually the string from the boat. They all have it. But it's got this really nice color to it. I want to clean it. I'm going to clean these all tonight. But let me show you what's different about this one. Not only the surface, the finish on it, and the color, but look at the handle on it. Notice the difference? Let's do it again. We've got the nice, expensive handle, and we have the shitty, cheap handle. Shitty, cheap handle, right? But very cool. So I want to give these a nice little wipe down. I'm going to wipe them down probably with a cloth probably in dish soap. I want to do something very gentle just to get the surface schmeg off of it, as Brian Sanchez would say. Get the schmeg off. Okay, what do we got going? Maybe it's cause of the Asian accent. Excellent, Brian Sanchez. Those are my thoughts exactly. probably because of the Asian accent, that when they said, hey, can you put the Lone Ranger, put G.I. Joe, okay, G.I. Joe, Big Jim, okay, Big Jim, Action Jackson, okay, and Lone Ranger, okay, Lone Ranger, right, because I probably heard it wrong on the phone. There's no internet back there to send emails. So anyway, so I thought that was pretty cool. But I got something in today. It came in from where else? The Great White North. Yes, we know where the Great White North is. The Great White North is all the way up in Canada. It's Canada, if you're from here. I'm just kidding. From Canada. And this came in, and the funny thing is, I gotta tell you, the shipping is just getting crazy. So my post office, when my mailman's out, Rick, who's awesome, has been delivering for years, when he's out, right now he's on disability, he had some surgery, they get another mail person. When it rains, like it pours, they leave the packages, half of them leave the packages in the rain. I mean, destroyed. The cardboard's not, it's soaked, it's like toilet paper. Today I got a package from Amazon, left out in the rain soaked. I just called them and just chewed them out. And I said, that's not acceptable. Come pick your shit up. I don't fucking want it. And that was that. Oh, we're going to help you, Mr. Milligan. I was like, nah, I don't want to order from Amazon anymore. No. So they're going to send me another one with instructions, don't leave it in the rain. I said, how much of an ass? I mean, it wasn't like it was dry out and then it rained. It was pouring rain all day. So when he arrived, you could see on the camera, it was raining. And he just left it in the rain. Okay, nobody's home. He left it in the rain. So, of course, it's going to be soaked. Anyway, so let's get back to this, because I got a notification that a package that needed to be signed for. I hate when they send me package requires signature, because then they don't deliver it. Then you got to wait a day. You get all excited. Then I got to go to the post office, which is not a big deal, except they're only open when I'm at work. And I got to take off work and have a very busy schedule. So I signed, deliver the next day. That was on the 19th. I went online, signed the slip. I put it on the door so the mailman could get it. And I said, please deliver the next day. Well, I said to the seller, I haven't received it. I got a thing from the place saying, hey, can you review your seller? I was like, I never received it. What do you mean? It's on its way, or it delivered. No, it didn't deliver. It's not here. So I told him to deliver the 20th. The USPS website said it will be delivered on the 20th. But what's today's date, ladies and gentlemen? Shall we check? Today's the 22nd. Well, that means it wasn't delivered. So I went to the post office, like, oh, we don't know where it is. I go, was it scanned? They said, yeah. I said, then you should know where it is. And fortunately, it was left at the post office. They never tried to redo it, but this is what I got. Let me see, Forest or Hunter Green, I have a tough assignment for you. Excellent, I have a tough assignment for you. I love that. Lucky it came as Canada Post set to, yes, lucky it came as, yes, Canada Post is set to strike again. That is an interesting thing as a side note. I just got a message yesterday. The Canadian postal workers are striking. So I actually got an email from somebody on eBay that I bought from in the past, saying that they are going to use FedEx to get packages across, because they said it's a shame when they strike. They don't realize it hurts our small businesses when we survive off eBay, and they're right. You know, I don't know what the strike is about. Probably money. That's usually what it's about in the end, or respect or whatever. But regardless, it made it. So I went and I picked it up, and I was so excited. They wrapped it in paper. They should have put it in a box. They wrapped it in paper. But let me show you this beauty, and there's some stuff inside, so I'll take it out in a minute. This set actually has the same kind of texture as the forest green one that I just showed you. Again, same design, a little different color. It's usually green and brown of some sort, right? Green and brown, reverse the colors, whatever we have. But what I loved about this, that caught my eye, not just the color, and it's got that kind of, it's this fake leather texture, which the other one's just smooth like patent leather, is this handle. Okay, so you say, well, what's the big deal? You got the crappy handle on the last one you showed us, which is this, right? And now you're showing us another handle, right? What's the big deal? Well, this handle's in black. I've never seen one with the handle like this I've shown you before, and I've never seen this material before, nor this one, or in this color, which is this chocolatey brown color, milk chocolate brown, with a black handle. All right, big deal. Well, for somebody like me that collects stuff, gets a lot of stuff, and then is always looking for something else, this is very exciting. A black handle on it. It's exciting. I'm going to clean it up. There's some price stickers down here, which were... Actually, I don't know if we're going to take the price stickers off, because this says $1.98. David, nostalgic. Is that a Mapes, M-A-P-E-S? Is that still a store in Canada? It says $1.98. I'm wondering if that's possibly an original sticker. I don't know. But we're going to open up because there's some stuff inside. I'm going to show you guys what it came with. Okay, First of all, it came with the Brian Sanchez doll. There he is. There's Brian Sanchez back in the day. No, I'm just kidding. I think this is a Ken doll. Isn't this a Ken doll? Sanchez? What is this? Is this a Ken doll? It's not marked Mattel. I don't know what it is. I think it's a Ken doll. Interesting enough. Is this Ken? He's got this flipping finger here. He's got this finger that's like spring-loaded. He has a spring or something. He's got, maybe it's not spring-loaded. It's a clipping finger, thumb, on both sides. So is this Ken? I don't know if this is a Ken doll. I'm guessing it is. Never heard. What province did the seller ship from? Excellent question. I don't know. I don't know. Nostalgic. I don't know. I'll have to take a look. I have to Mr. Action Line and okay. I'm watching what Brian Sanchez is doing. This is yours, Sanchez. But here's what else it came with. Definitely needs some cleaning. Definitely needs some cleaning. But give me a moment and I'll show you. First off, this G.I. Joe life raft. And you're like, well, what's the big deal? It's filthy. It is. But when I get done cleaning, it's going to be great. I'm going to do a little soap and water. And if that doesn't get it clean, because it looks like there might be some, can't tell if the color came off. No, there's something on it. I don't know what the hell it is. It's probably a little schmeg. But it's still holding air. There's still air in this thing. I know it's a knockoff. That's not a Ken doll? It doesn't say Mattel, so I guess it's not. All right. It's a knockoff. We'll dress him up, and we'll put him on the Brian Sanchez. No, that's not Mr. Action. That is not even close to Mr. Action. Dude, this doll has weight. First of all, this doll's got to weigh like 2 pounds or whatever, a pound. It's like a G.I. Joe weight. He's got this clipping thumb. He's got kind of the Big Jim flexi arms here, if you will, and the legs, right? And his head is not squishy. And there it is, Sanchez. He has a peephole in the back. There you go. They have Mr. Action knockoff. Oh, yeah, Mr. Action knockoffs. Yeah. No, you're right. No, you're absolutely right. That's not a Mr. Action, but you're right. It is a knockoff. You're 100% correct. But this is cool. This is actually still holding air, which I thought was interesting. And Sanchez, remember I had another one of these and it had a little anchor on it? That also has a piece of a little anchor. It's broken, but you see the gray? I haven't, is it over there? Let's take a look. Hang on, I think I got it right here. Could that be it? Not exactly the same. So I got this one. This is a knockoff raft, I believe. That's a Mr. Action. I think it's a knockoff. Maybe Joe. I don't remember. It's got this little anchor on it. But this one came, and this one actually says G.I. Joe Life, and it's holding air. So that to me is great because normally they're all fucked up. That hole is easy access for you. Thank you, Brian Sanchez. Thank you. Okay, thank you. What else is in the box? Shall we look? Well, we have this, which looks to me, if I'm correct, Brian Sanchez, you can correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't this a Big Jim? Isn't this belt go to Big Jim? Is it for like the boxing or something? Like you hook it to the back? I don't remember. Is that Big Jim? That looks like Big Jim to me. I'm pretty sure it is. The waist looks like it, but you know better than me. Matter of fact, I didn't even know that was in there till just now. We also have, let's take the rest of it out. I'll show you what's inside. So it's still got a nice inside to it. Still got the hook for the clothes. And if you haven't seen the little hooks, they're Barbie hooks, basically. Yeah, we're definitely going to clean these cases tonight because I haven't cleaned them and I want them to look nice. Overall, it's in pretty good shape. They should have put it in a box because it probably got a little crushed on the way in. But look what else came in this lot, Mr. Sanchez. Give me a moment and I will show you. Right? G.I. Joe cookie tag. The cookie tag. G.I. Joe tag. Nice. Original G.I. Joe. Muhammad Ali. Sanchez, you might be right. I think it's Big Jim now, but you could be right. I have a Muhammad Ali over there. I'll take a look. Sanchez, I got this. Is this the spy set or whatever is the one with the mask? It's also G.I. Joe, this big, long brown overcoat. Is that what it is? Or is this like a dress? Or is this like a, what do they call it? The outfit that he wears when he goes to Saudi Arabia? One of those. Japan or Hong Kong? How do I know that, Brian? No, Hong Kong. That one's Hong Kong. Oh, sorry. That's Hong Kong. This one's probably Hong Kong too, I'm guessing. No, this one's made in Japan. Is that 60s? This is made in Japan. All right, Sanchez. Okay, the spy overcoat. The spy overcoat. Okay, so I have that one. Do you need that one? Let me know. It's actually in really good shape. This one's Hong Kong. This one's Japan. So is this 70s or 60s, Sanchez? It's a very soft material. I'll give you that. It's a very soft material. And you're probably answering, and it's delayed here. Then we've got these pants. Pants with a little zipper on them. Does G.I. Joe have pants with a little zipper? That is an OG. Ooh, that's OG camo. All right, that's what I'm talking about. That's pretty cool, I guess. What do you guys think of my video? It's the worst video ever made. It's pretty cool, I guess. All right, so that's OG. So that's a good one, right? 1960s. So I think Sanchez, I don't want to say like, I know TVDM's like, don't ever put the price up. But I am putting the price. I think I paid like $40 for all this. Maybe I really wanted the case. I didn't really care. I was happy that there were G.I. Joe stuff and other stuff in there, but it's not what I was going for. I don't know if these are probably Barbie or Ken or something. There's two pairs like this. This one has a little zipper on it with a snap. It definitely looks older. Does that ring a bell to you anywhere? That zipper on it? Yeah, right, Napoleon. How can anybody ever know that? You're right. And these are Joe too, I think, aren't they? Aren't these Joe pants? I'm like really bad. I had G.I. Joe as a kid, and I loved G.I. Joe. I used to take paper. I was so young. I was like 4 or 5, and I used to take paper towels and I'd tie strings to the ends and tie G.I. Joe and throw them out the window thinking it'd be a parachute, not realizing it wasn't going to last. So if you got Japan stuff, it's older. Is that basically what you're saying, Sanchez? Is that correct? All right. So we got a little bit of got a little bit of original Japan stuff. I don't think I have anything else Japan, and I never knew that. So I'm going to thank you for that, Brian Sanchez, and I'm going to thank you by blessing you with one free entry for 14 seconds to the Toy Room of Solitude to look. You have 14 seconds to run around. I used to hang my G.I. Joes on tree branches. Oh, you did? Dude, I loved G.I. Joe as a kid. I really do. He was just the greatest, wasn't he? He was just the greatest. All right, so I wonder if this is Jim or Muhammad Ali. That's an excellent question, Brian. Let's go take a look, shall we? I think I have my Muhammad Ali over there. Give me a second. Let me go see if I have it. Actually, we can go take a look together, shall we? Dun 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 dun. Where did I put him? Where is Muhammad Ali? I don't know where I put him. Fuck. Dun 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 dun. I don't know where he is. Shit, I thought he was over here. Oh, there he is. He's right there. Let's get a little light, shall we, kids? There we go. Okay, so that's not Mego, so I'm going to go with it's Big Jim. I'm pretty sure that's a Big Jim. By the way, you can say hi to the Hardy Boys, of course. All right, well, there we go. All right, we're going to turn that around because it's a mess over there. But there you go. So it looks like Big Jim. It's got the 3 stars on it, Sanchez. That's why I thought it was Big Jim. I'm pretty sure it is. It's got those if you take a look. The 3 stars. Maybe Gates knows. But I'm pretty sure that's Big Jim right there. I'm afraid it's going to snap, though, man. That's some plastics. I don't know. We're going to see. You'd have to have the ring set. And I'm so generous. All right, I'll give you 13 seconds because you were a smart ass. That's all you're getting. So, let's do a quick review. This one needs to be clean. You can see it's got some stains on it from God knows what. Kid drools, peed on it, who knows what. We're going to clean these up tonight. They're going to look great. I have to do what Ray Castile does and use gloves for future. I want them to look nice. They're very, very cool. They look great on the shelf. The colors are awesome. I mean, you could put them like books, right? But you can't really see the artwork. Of course, then we've got the more common ones, which are these. And the other green one, if I'd known it didn't have the handle, I probably wouldn't have bought it. But it does have the nice clasp, which I think is pretty cool because these are typically broken off and so on. But how can you go wrong with the Long Ranger? A case that includes the Long Ranger. So there we have your colors. You can see them. I love the varieties of things. I love the knockoff play sets. I like the G.I. Joe ones, but I really love the knockoff play sets. Some of my favorite ones are made by Minor Industries, such as the Space Command Center, which is just this hexagon that opens up. Everything's out of proportion as far as scale, or out of scale. And of course, the Today's Man playset, which is Brian Sanchez's favorite. You know, wouldn't be surprised if Brian Sanchez in a former life designed the Today's Man playset with all the Native American stuff on it. But I love that because I do have the green one, which is common. They have one that's in that kind of light brown, baby diarrhea color. That one's been very hard to find, eluding me. I think I've seen it once or twice, and I should have bought it, and I didn't. But I did get one in black, and I've never seen black before. You got the Long Ranger 1999 good deal. You buy now. You have Penny. You have Penny? I don't know. You have Penny? All right. So I thought these were pretty cool. I got to see who this knockoff is. Again, these can't, look how dirty his arms are. He's going to get cleaned up. Lighter fluid does a nice job cleaning that up. Look at that. But I don't typically use lighter fluid because I don't keep it in the house. I have an autistic child. Last thing I need her doing is burning the house down. So I usually do soap and water. Sometimes I'll get a very soft toothbrush from Dollar Tree or something. I'll use that to just gently brush, soft toothbrush to just gently scrub. How did you know? Actually, my uncle your uncle designed it because it said Today's Man. It said Today's Man, and I knew that's you. I know that's you. Yeah, so lots of fun going on. I'm happy that things are starting to catch up. Some people have asked me, like, where do I find these things? Facebook's a great place to find stuff. Being in lots of groups, posting. You've got friends to help you out. I made a lot of good friends over the years, including these two guys here, who've helped out. Matter of fact, I don't know if you guys can see it. Mr. David, can you see the Jaws? What do you call it? I forgot that thing's called. The 3D Jaws picture. And can you see the Jaws figure that David had sent me? David bought the Jaws figures from NECA, and he said they're not for him, and so on. And David, are you still collecting just in the 12-inch and above scale? I know you got the 8-inch. Oh my God, what were they? The 8-inch, was it the Star Blazers figures from Random Noir? But are you still only collecting in the 12-inch and above scale? There's some really cool stuff. There's a lot of really cool stuff going on there. That kind of stuff. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Very nice. Very nice. Everything's delayed when we do these things. So when I ask a question and 2 minutes later it pops up. So if I feel like I'm out of sync with you, you know why. What else was I going to say? So yeah, lots of cool stuff going on. I'm going to show, since we're talking about knockoffs, I'm going to show you guys one more that I did yesterday. And I'm really excited about this knockoff figure because I love knockoff figures. Most of my collection is probably based on knockoff figures. And this one is especially cool. And I'm going to thank my friend Alan Zama for, who's in Mexico, and who sent it to me because we were just doing some trading and so on. But customs are your, yes. So David, David gets a lot of customs. Very expensive customs, to say the least. Now, let me grab this bad boy. And where did you go? If I can find him, he's here. All right. I don't want Sanchez to get excited because they're big Jim figures, if you will. But anyway, while I'm bringing these up, but I guess what I was saying before with finding people like Facebook groups. I've been on Etsy, which is where I got that. Mercari, eBay, Evil Bay, whatever you want to call it. Facebook Marketplace has been great for finding stuff. I bought some things from people there. I've sold some things there. And so you can find them. You have to look. You have to be patient. And you have to make the decisions like, well, I really want that case, but it doesn't have a handle. How bad do I want it? Well, with the handle, it's $45. With the handle, it's $5. Right? So you decide. You were to talk to our friend Johnny Shedrick, it's in the box still, so that would never pass. That would not make it to the basement down there, the MIB Master Toy Museum. and so on. But this is a regular American, well, this is an American big gem, right? Everybody's seen it with the chopping hand and so on and whatever. Okay. So I got some figures from Mexico. His head's really on there. And one of the things that somebody's doing down there is making some really fucking crazy bootlegs. So if you didn't see this yesterday, I'm going to show this to you today. This is a molded figure. Now, this is, who's this? I forgot what the head is. Brian Sanchez can tell us who the head is. He's got the hook hand, and he's got this head, but it's made out of rubber, like a pencil eraser, even the arms. The bodies are molded because you can see where the button would be, but it's just molded, and even the legs have screws to hold the thighs together, and they just basically molded everything. There's a rubber band inside. And you know, I'm gonna go on and say, like, either somebody's trying to trick people into buying these things thinking they're big gym, which I don't think would ever happen, or there's a lot of poor children that these were made for in order to be able to accommodate, you know, and bring some torpedo fist. Thank you, the American torpedo fist. But a lot of poor kids. I have a whole slew of Lily Lady bootlegs. They are insanely crappy garbage, and they made everything. But for poor children, that's something that's, you know, that's something nice to do. If you're something, there is the Lou Malagrana Man of Bootleg figure coming soon. Yes, the head is the American torpedo fist. And Nostalgic for the 70s says, no, I've expanded. Some 8-inch, but mostly still 12-inch. Okay, I remember David, Mr. Nostalgic, when it was 12 inches or higher. So I'm very happy to see you're opening your mind. That's very nice to see you're opening your mind. For the 70s and 80s, oh, you've opened, okay. So also have the set of 6-inch Battle of the Plans figures by Diamond Select. Very nice, very nice. And Brian Sanchez says, yes, insanely expensive too. Yes, you're correct. Let's take a little walk. Let me go show you. You might have some interest in this. I'm not sure. Let's see if you have some interest. Let's take a walk. Take a walk. So here's some nice Mr. Action figures. The ones with the flocked heads and all that stuff and so on. It's my laundry room back there. And the jointed wrists instead of just the flat wrists. These came from Europe, and they were not only sold just as LJ and Mr. Action, but as other things. All right, let's take a look. All right, so I thought you might get a kick out of these. I know you don't collect small things, but did you ever see these? These are about this tall. They're not Legos. It's just the whole set. I bought these ages ago. This is one of the few things from my original collection. I did open them. I had to open them, but they're kind of neat. But the thing that I think you would really like, Mr. Nostalgic, is this one more than anything else, which is the Poppy Kanawashi figure, which is absolutely my favorite from that line. He's fantastic. I'm not going to tell you what I paid for him because I paid out the ass, but I love this figure. And of course, for you Americans, Grendizer, for some of you, or Japanese Grendizer, for some of you in France, Goldrock, and in Italian, Goldrake. Everybody loves a Goldrake. And of course, we have several Ultramans and so on. Types down there, a little more. This is a great one. This is a great one. There is a G.I. Joe, or a Japanese Takara Combat Joe, inside this rubber suit. For Goldrake, there's a Mazinga figure, Guy King. I don't know who these guys are. I'm not sure, but pretty cool. Pretty cool. Lots of good stuff. I bought this. I think this is a model. It's a model that walks. And I wanted to get the other ones. I thought about building them, but the artwork on the box is so fantastic. I said, maybe I won't. But maybe one day I'll build those. Willie Nelson, baby. All right, so there we go. So that's what we have so far. That's kind of our picks of the day. I don't want to go through walking this basement every day. It's getting to be a bit nutty. It's a little bit nutty. There's our Mr. Action. I think this is the problem with Mr. Action and his vehicles. His vehicles are all crappy. They're fun, but they're like the worst fragile plastic. You can see there's several variations of Mr. Action in here. The cool ones, I love the artwork on that, but the cool ones are the ones they look like wood grain. And I don't think I have any of those sets, but I have not gone with them before. Sanchez, here's the Bobby Orr figure. So the one in the card is the generic. This is the one that's loose that looks like them. Actually, this might be something Mr. Nostalgic for the 70s knows about. Bobby Orr. Yes, loves that hockey. Canadians love hockey. They love hockey. Yeah, it was. Oh, so here's one of the minor sets. So I have this one. I have another one over here. It's a little easier to get. Here it is. Systems Control Headquarters. This is by Minor Industries in New York, New York. This opens and rolls out. I think there's 5 rooms, and it stands up. It's really nice. And then here's our Today's Man figures. You see Today's Man, and here's the black one, which you never see. So there you go. Of course, that's me versus Sanchez when we were in the Kumite. Brian, remember our Kumite? When we were in the Kumite? You don't want to mess with me in the Kumite because I will bring my karate to you. Yes, I will bring my karate to Mr. Sanchez. That's when I had hair. All right, enough of that shit. Here's the knockoff Lily Lees I was telling you about. You can see how horribly cheap they are. Superman. This is actually Iron Man, believe it or not. That is an Iron Man. You see they're molded off of, this is molded off a Lily Leedy Batman head. I have some in the boxes, never been opened. This is a great Superman, by the way. Great Superman. There's Superman with a Captain Kirk head. Yep. And of course, my all-time favorite, what is this? Oh, this one is the vampire. This was a good one. I like this one. This is a vampire head. You can see how bad. So they just molded Lily Leedy figures, and some of them they actually went so far as to give them joints, believe it or not. And I don't mean marijuana, Brian Sanchez. I'm talking about jointed wrists. Got some Planet of the Apes. We've got Captain Kirk. There's Spider-Man as a wrestler. There's Rambo. We've got Chuck Norris. It's hard to see. There's Chuck Norris. And 2 of my favorites are Thor and Hawkman, which I thought were pretty cool. I have a bunch of those. There's RoboCop in the back. I got 2 RoboCops, I guess. But there you go. All right, so what are you guys collecting these days? What are you guys into? Do you collect toy cases or action figure cases? I love action figure cases. I've done a few videos you can find down here and go through. There's like 280 videos. I think this makes like 284. But there's some really cool action figure cases I've done some videos on, between just some simple ones that look kind of like this to the ones. It's a playset from Ideal Toys. Brian Sanchez knows which one I'm talking about, right? Where it opens up. It looks like a sentry post. It even has like tire tracks on it. Actually, do you have that, Sanchez? Do you have that? Do you have the sentry case one? You know which one? That one over there? Let's see if I can show it to you. That one. I know it's kind of far. Those Charlie Angels dolls, but that's the sentry case one. That's a good one to get. And it came in 2 varieties. It came with the blue plastic storage tray, which just breaks because it's brittle. It's skinny and brittle, like a thinner than an eggshell or a human hair. And then you've got the one that they redid in vinyl for better. You do not. Oh, well, looks like we know what to get Brian for Christmas. I thought you were trained to be a cage fighter. Yes. Yes. Go on, Napoleon. Hit me. Just go ahead and try and hit me. Ouch. Your Uncle Rico is making a little moolah. Anyway, that's kind of that. All right, well, Sanchez, we're going to have to get you one of those because that's a great set. Honestly, Sanchez, you put out your G.I. Joes. That's a great set. If you put that set out and you get a Jeep with Joes in it and you get one of the, like one of these guards, if over here, can you see him? Like one of these guards, and you put them at the post or a army guard and you have them come in, it's a really cool setup. Well, it's more than a case. It's kind of a play set, if you will, for G.I. Joe. What the hell is going on here? Holy mother of God. Who the fuck let this guy with the vulgar mouth in? Who the fuck let the guy with the vulgar mouth in? We don't fucking curse on this show. This could be for children. They could be watching. You want a Napoleon action figure. Did you see, when you say Napoleon, you mean Napoleon Dynamite or Napoleon the General? They did make Napoleon, actually I could show you, David, if you like. They did make Napoleon action figure. Let me see if I can find it for you. I think it's over here somewhere. I think it's up here. There's a company that made them. Oh, it's over there. I'll show it to you. See if I can get to it. It's not a lot of light back here. There he is. Napoleon Dynamite. He's about 6 inches tall. And then Gandalf's another one. These are called Best AXN or Best Action. They're great. Love them. Love them. Awesome. Some more examples. Some knockoffs. Johnny Strong. Yes. All right, so there we go. Picking at you like that. So, yeah. We need to get you one of those Sanchez. There's some videos on that set that I did on that Century Post. You can look at them. Maybe I'll do a new review on them, like a more updated one. And maybe we'll, now that we have this table, we can set it up and show you guys what we got going on. You can see it all laid out and so on. Napoleon Dynamite. Sweet. Sweet. Hey, Treehouse, mind your business. I got the Serge Arbois Goldrack Actrus and Alcor made on the 9-inch Super Joe body. So basically Goldrake or yes. It's so funny you said that, David, because just before I got home today, before I left the office, I was like, I had to take a break. I went on Facebook and I joined maybe 10 Goldrake, Goldrack, Grendizer groups, or at least applied to some. Maybe 10, I'm counting to a few, I'm waiting for the rest. But I posted a picture from, here comes the shameless plug. Wait for it. MyMegoLike.com. Let me spell that for you. MyMegoLike.com. What is that, you ask? I'm glad you asked. Well, that's a website with over 200 pages of various figures, toys, old toys, and action figures and cases and so on. Anyway, so I went on that and I posted the picture of, from that link of the Serge Arbois Goldrake figures or Goldrake. Those are fantastic. It sucks that the joints go to shit over time. It really sucks because they are great figures. I actually acquired a helmet, and I think I traded off the Dan Samillo for a Ghost of Captain Kidd hat because there's no way I'm putting out for them. I see there's 2 on eBay. They've been on there. Maybe not there anymore. They were like $3,600. I'm like, whoa. Yeah, probably not going to happen. Probably not going to happen. Sanchez, obey my toys. It's like fucking, there's like, there's like side conversations going on. It's fantastic. Dan rebuilt 2 of them. Oh, he did build them. Oh, great. How did they come out? I'm sure they're fantastic. He's really good. There's like this whole sideshow going with Sanchez and Treehouse. It's like we're talking here, and they're over there having their own conversation. Oh, that's all right. That's all right. Too funny. You guys are actually too funny. Respect me, my gangsta. I got the OG Sanchez. I got the OG. Yeah, Dan Samillo does great work. He hasn't fixed anything for me, but I've seen what he does. Dan, I've known Dan, Jesus Christ, since 1997 or 98. Long time. Never met him in person. Didn't even know what he looked like physically until maybe 2 or 3 years ago off Facebook, but I've been talking to him. I bought his Mego Dinosaurs and some other stuff in the past, which was really cool. Yeah, he does a really good job. He's awesome, and he still lives in California. I don't know how. But we're going to say we got some really cool cases today. Very excited to get the, well, I had this one I had, this one I had, this one I had, but this one is new. Remember, it's got a black handle, and it's in a chocolate brown that you normally don't have. So we're going to go upstairs and clean those because I need a break from work for a little bit, and I want to do something fun because it's going to be a very busy weekend outside in the yard if it doesn't rain. Got a lot of cleanup to do, and I'd love to finish organizing some of the stuff down here. I think I need to get a couple more bins to get some of these knockoff clothes sorted away. And as I do them, and I get figures like this and these knockoff figures, I'll be getting them to some of the outfits that I have because I'd like to display them instead of sitting them in a bin, if you will. So look at the Sanchez and Treehouse going off on their stuff. Let's see, Sanchez, you better not be hiding somewhere in Lou's basement. He probably is. He's probably hiding in his basement, in the basement. What do you think, Sanchez? Does it fit? Does it work? Big Jim Santa? Yeah, baby. Mr. McElveen! At Mac! Anthony McElveen! Anthony B. McElveen! Anthony not be someone else. He be McElveen. There was hiding. Yeah, over there. Yeah, what Sanchez is referring to is the playset. There's a hidden visitor peeking in. 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I was blessed and awarded this wonderful playset, actually two of them, of the Toy Room of Solitude. It was a little different looking, and I'd taken some pictures and I sent them off to Mr. David Gunn. He said, "Can you send me some pictures?" I said, okay. So they took them and they built this. I'll do another video on it. I did it when I got it. I should do another one. They built Professor Lou in the Toy Room of Solitude. The Professor Lou part comes from me. I was doing videos years ago, and we were just chit-chatting, shooting the shit. And I said, you know, be funny if somebody made an action figure. I'll do a contest. And Buck, J.S. Starbuck, made an action figure of me, and he called it Professor Lou. But Professor Lou now lived in the Toy Room of Solitude, so he goes inside the playset, but he needed an archenemy. Well, for those of you who know me well, already know this. For those of you who don't, I have a terrible fear of, well, it's called galleophobia, which is I'm afraid of sharks in the pool. It's an irrational, it's an irrational fear of sharks in the pool. I have a terrible fear of being in a pool and being eaten by a shark. Why? I don't know. Maybe because I watched Jaws when I was a kid and I shouldn't have. I think Jaws came out when I was 7, and I probably shouldn't have seen it. And I don't remember seeing it then, but at some point I saw it. And I think even the music and the commercial just scared the piss out of me. And then as I got older, as a kid, I loved sharks. I like fascinated with sharks, watching documentaries and reading books and stuff. But what basically happened over time, I got such a fear of them, I was terrified. So long and the short is, Buck comes along and says, well, I've got your arch enemy, the pool shark. So he made an 8-inch action figure of a blue figure with a shark head. And it has a grilling apron on it. I think it says "Kiss the Cook" or something. And so that's the arch enemy of Professor Lou, is the pool shark. There he is. There, Darth Silicon. There he is. We were just talking about you. We were just talking about you. Say hello to Mr. McElveen, please, if you would. Anthony B. He be McElveen. McElveen. Yeah. So I was just getting I was getting ready to clean up, but yeah, I don't think so. Check this guy, guys. So regular Big Jim, right? And I got some cool sips of Kitaceros, which is the Mexican Big Jim. But the guy I got him from started talking to him, and I showed this yesterday. I got in. This is a bootleg. This is a Big Jim. Look at the rubbery arms. It's like a racer head. Eraser arms. They put screws in. Like, this is what we call the Dollar Tree of Big Jims, but I love it. It's such a cool bootleg. It really is. They mold it. I mean, it doesn't really have too much articulation, but it even had the part where the button is when they molded it. But isn't that awesome? The colors, I love it. I love the shit. It's so awesome. It's awesome. Yeah, that's crazy. Isn't that the craziest thing? I think I sent, Treehouse, I thought I sent you a link or tagged you about this. Maybe I didn't because I got it yesterday. It's ridiculous. He had a few of these. He goes, which one do you want? I was like, oh. He's like, pick one. So Alan's a really good guy. Gerardo Ortega put me in touch with him or so on, and he was selling off what I showed the Big Jim Invisible Man, and I bought the 2 from him, and I bought one Big Jim or Kidacero Bionic Man from him, and I bought it home with somebody else. And lies, it's all lies. Too funny, Buck. So he was really good. I mean, the one thing, I'm not going to lie, there's always some hesitation from buying somebody from a foreign country. And whatever it is, whether it's prejudice or whatever, but buying stuff from Mexico is always a little nerve-wracking. There's no recuperation if something goes wrong. And Alan was really good. He was on point. He gave me really fair pricing. I mean, really fair. I can't even tell you. If I bought them here, I wouldn't be able to afford them, but they're really reasonable. So I said, this guy's good. I said, I got some. He showed me he had a Ghost of Captain Kidd figure. I said, oh, that's yours? He says, yeah. I said, you got the other parts? He said, I've never seen them. So I shipped him a peg leg and a Captain Hook figure. And I said, here, you need these for your collection. You got the Ghost of Captain Kidd, which is the greatest one. It was complete. I said, but you need these guys. And so I sent them off to him. So hopefully he enjoys them. I don't know if he got them yet. I have to send him a message, by the way. But he said, oh, pick something. I want to send you something else. And he sent me this. So he showed me, he had like 5 or 6 of these bootlegs. These are some fucking serious bootlegs. Like, that is some, That is a major, like, if anything screams Dollar Tree bootleg, it's this. I mean, look at the head. They're molded from Big Jim stuff or Kidacero pieces, and I think it's awesome. And sorry, I'm tired as shit. Haven't slept much lately, but they're heavy. They're really heavy. You'd be surprised how heavy they are. They're heavy. So I'm loving this shit. Love this shit. Big old eraser head, like my good friend Brian Sanchez. So anyway, that was pretty cool. Let me see what's going on. Yeah, John, you and I, Treehouse, you and I haven't talked in a while. We need to talk. I have to look. Been crazy, busy. Just got home from work. Yeah, I know you got a busy schedule. We need to do a little more chit chat, my friend. You and I haven't talked for a little bit. We got to get back on the chat schedule. But big thank you to Brian Sanchez for telling me about this. I did not realize this. I didn't even know this was different. So I showed Brian that I got this jacket and I got this jacket. And he said, oh, Japan or Hong Kong. I'm like, what? So this one's Hong Kong. This one's actually Japan. I didn't even know they made G.I. Joe stuff, like clothes in Japan. He says that's old and original, which is really cool. So hell yes, you two need to talk. Yeah, we need to talk. We chit chat about knockoffs. John, are you collecting the? I know you probably won't, but John, have you been getting the Wendy's plastic figures? Is anybody else getting these? Anyone? They're fun to collect. I mean, a Wendy's meal for a kid's meal for kids is $5. Period. It comes with everything. It's a drink, even a bottle of water. They don't charge extra for it for a big bottle of water. Little fries, a little junior cheeseburger, or your 4-piece nuggets, and you get a pack of these. There's 4 colors, 6 sets per color, 3 figures per set, 6 sets. 18 you get in blue, 18 in yellow or gold, 18 in red, 18 in green, lime green. Apparently they did them in 2023 and they did Superman stuff. They're DC and they're great. And if you're not getting them, you should get them. All right, who's writing some shit up here? Talking every night back in the day. Yeah. So Dark Silicone or Buck, we would get on IRC back in the day. IRC was the original. That was original gangster chat program. Original gangster chat program was OG. It was IRC. And every night we were on there. Every fucking night. That's when I was working, but I didn't have the kind of workload I have now, Buck. I think that was before Amanda was born. No, she had just been born when we were chatting on that. She was only a year or 2 old. But we would chat all night long. All of us. It was crazy. I don't even remember what we talked about, because back then I think all we talked about really was Mego, right? Because I was collecting some knockoffs and shit, but I think there was no G.I. Joe conversation. There was no, I don't think there's any Tomlin. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think it was just strict Mego we talk. We talk about all kinds of crazy shit. Let's see. So nostalgic for the 70s and 80s, Mr. David says, I bought from the UK, France, Japan, Italy, and China on eBay. Some stuff you just can't find USA at reasonable price. 100% agree with you. Let me show you a little sample of something while we're on the subject. I have bought from probably most of those countries and more, including Germany, Belgium, Netherlands, Spain, France, Italy, Japan. What else? Probably a few places, quite a few actually. So here's a prime example. This is a Big Jim tiger, right? It's the same tiger, I've come to learn, I'm not an expert on it, but that they used for the He-Man figures later. It was just painted differently. This figure was also done in black, and when you buy them in the US, they get to be very expensive. These tigers, I've seen them go for $175, $200 to some people ask $300 to $400 for them, even the black one. However, and I'm going to say this because it's not a secret and we're all here to share, not hide our toy sources. You can if you want, but you know, that's up to you. But we're here to share, and we want everybody to have a nice collecting because that's how we become friendly and have a group. Not, look at all my cool toys, but I'm not going to tell you where I got them. I mean, like, that's so stupid in my opinion. But anyway, so this same tiger that costs $200 to $300 here or more, I got in Germany for, this one was probably $100, and I bought another one for $75, and it cost $12 to ship. Same tiger, came out of Europe, and that's what I'm saying, like some of these things you can get at better prices. I have some remote control cars from Fabian Plastica. They're from the 70s. They're about 2 feet long. I've done videos. You can go out and check them. They're really cool. They were made to accompany Migos for the most part. I think 3 more to go, and I have them all. And one of them I've never even seen, so I don't know if they made it. But one of the things about them is they're hard to find. Well, I don't have the Spider-Man car. I have the Black Widow car, which is the Spider-Man car re-stickered. But in the box, hundreds of dollars here. Hundreds. If you're lucky, you can get a reasonable one for 150. You're like lucky. God doesn't know what they have. But Woman on Japan, completely new, untouched, $29, and I missed it by a month, and I was pissed because I wanted that Spider-Man car. Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff going on there. What else we got going on? I haven't. Someone gave me a gold robin, though. Okay, so you need to get your ass, Mr. Treehouse, to Wendy's, take your kids, that's your excuse, and you buy 4 sets. 1 for each kid and 2 for you, because there's your meal. Matter of fact, if you get the Wendy's app, they have a deal, I think until, another week, whereas if you spend $5, which is literally a kid's meal, you get a kid's meal for $1. So if you bought, 2 drinks for $5, you can get a kid's meal for $1. This is included in it. These are included. They not only have the figures, but they also have the cards that go with the figures. And I'm going to inspire you now, Mr. John, Mr. Treehouse. See there? We're filling them up. I just got the last red set today for Batman, so I'm excited. That's going to be done. A couple more. I have 2 sets for the green. I have 3 sets for the yellow or gold, and 2 sets for the blue. So I actually went to Wendy's and I bought 3 for lunch, and they're all the same gold set. So I have 3 gold sets, one of which is actually going to my friend Troy. I think the other one's probably going to go to Ray Jouet, because I think he probably needs them if he doesn't. And I'll probably have a 3rd one if somebody's interested in them, if you like. All right. What does Buck say? He says, I've got a few of the Happy Meals. Yes, you love the Happy Meals. Sometimes knockoff chat. Excellent. Anthony, you do remember that. So Anthony was in the room too. Yes, I guess we did do some knockoff chat. My greatest, fondest memory of you, Anthony, is when we went to Mego Meet 2006, when it was still Mego Meet and not, hey, I'm the big douchebag that wants to control everything. Person came in, and there's a picture that somebody took across the room of me talking to Anthony. I think I was doing this, like this, and Anthony's standing there like, and I'm like, it's just fucking hilarious. Like, these are the meatballs, or some shit like that. It was pretty funny. Buck says, pretty much everything 8-inch and 4 and stuff. Yeah, so that is true. Buck, we did do a lot, didn't we? We talked about all kinds of shit. We talked about, like, yeah, we did. We talked about a lot of stuff. You're right. I don't remember all of it, but I remember just sitting there typing. You have your little name. You just type your little messages, and they'd go up the screen. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot more fun than Facebook Messenger. I'll say that. Like he finding the boss. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he found the bossa stuff from South America. Let's see. They are cool, Treehouse. These are very cool. I have some extra sets. If somebody needs some extra sets, let me know. And if you need some, I'll be happy to send them to you. And Wendy's has tasty burgers. Okay, I'm going to agree with you on that. I think Wendy's burgers are better than McDonald's. I actually didn't really love Burger King, but I had to stop at a Burger King a couple of months ago, and I said, my God, these burgers taste better than McDonald's. So McDonald's is moving to the bottom of the list. They're right above the wrap burgers at White Castle. But I'm going to tell you the best burgers now that I find, and I'm fortunate I got one right up the road, next in the Home Depot parking lot, like 2 minutes down the road, Checkers. I don't know if you guys have Checkers, but they're great. It's a tiny little place, mostly drive-through. There is a little walk-up, but the burgers are out of this world. Out of this world. Out of this world. Let's see. Burger King is going to have Superman toys. Are they going to be good toys, Buck, or crappy ones? And where did you find this out? And when are they released? When are they released? Let's see. And hitting everyone with... Oh, Tub Girl. My God. That was so bad. We're not throwing that up in here. Tub Girl back in the day. If you don't know what Tub Girl was, you weren't original OG internet person, I could tell you that. But if you go look at it for now, you'll see. Just bring a fork so you can poke your eyes out when you're done. 2 Girls in a Cup. Remember that, Buck? That was a good one. 2 Girls in a Cup. So anyway, all right. So that's what we have for today. Got a lot of crazy. How long have we been going? My God, we've been going over an hour. Wow, that's a long time. So thank you guys for commenting and joining. Love having you guys in here. Love sharing. Love spreading the toy love around, if you will. Nobody needs to be the toy king except people that are probably mentally unstable. Sanchez, did you just say that? Anyway, I'm going to get this shit put back together. I'm going to go clean up these cases. If you guys like the videos, you can comment. If you want to subscribe, you can subscribe. It's up to you. If you don't, it's okay. Nobody's going to get mad. But you'll miss all the notifications and all the cool shit coming up, right? Got a lot of cool stuff coming, a lot of stuff going on, and it's nice to get in. One of these days, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it up, see if we can get like a little group thing going on where we can have more than one person on here, not just me speaking, and get you guys in here to do that. I think that'll be a lot of fun. We used to do that, and we should do that some more. So thank you guys for watching. Really appreciate it. Feel free to check out. There's hundreds of videos. Some of the videos are repairing old toys, and I don't mean like action figures per se. I mean like fixing old toys and remote control, stuff like that. Lots of fun. Other kinds of sets that are out there and so on. Not too shabby. I agree with you, Buck. We have been classified by people who I would classify as mentally unstable at times as a hate group, when there's more people offering things up to others for free to help them with their collection, pointing things out to them and so on. And it's really funny how this tiny little group that was just thought we were going to push us to the side and we'd fade away, and we just keep doing the right thing, do the nice thing, take care of each other, help each other, do all that stuff. And look what happens. The group grows. The group grows. And that's really, really cool. Brian Sanchez, thanks for putting up with me. Brian Sanchez, do not thank him. Brian Sanchez used to come on my live videos before I even knew who the fuck he was. I had no idea who he was. And he used to come on and like drop guilt trips. I'm like, he's like, oh, you don't want to talk to me, dude, or some shit like that. I'm like, who is this guy? Why is he doing this? And he's like, oh, just busting your balls. Dick! All right, I'm out of here. Let's get the fuck out of here. It's almost 70 minutes. 70 minutes. Before we go, let me point out a couple other cool channels if you haven't checked them out. MIB Master Toy Museum by Johnny Shedrick. Great, guys. Everything is sealed in box. Thousands of toys in his basement. He won't open shit. Rich Hurley's Dr. Durant's Sanctum. Great videos. He goes in some really good details, does some great, we'll call it cinematography, Rich does with the music and everything. No, but Rich does some really cool stuff on some great topics. He does a lot of stuff on monster or horror stuff. He does old vintage costumes like from Ben Cooper and so on, action figures. He does some more modern stuff too. It's pretty much related more to like, not just horror. He does a lot of everything, so it's good stuff to watch. David Eon and LPH, or L Lady Pop Hunter, they're open by chance. Vintage Toys have a great channel. They have, I think last year they had 3,000 people. Now I think they have over 12. Crazy, but they do videos all the time. I don't know where he has the time to do it. He's got an amazing collection. They both have an amazing collection. And if you're watching this, LPH or David, I actually told you guys I shut off the thing that I promised you was going to send. It's out in the mail for you. What else? Sanchez, you loved it. You missed the old ball busting. Yes, I did. But I really thought originally, I thought you were being serious. So he got me good. Motherfucker. All right, who else am I missing? Come on, I'm missing people. Who else am I missing? There's a great, this guy does great videos. So Harry Humstone comes in here. He does some great YouTube stuff. He basically goes to garage sales and estate sales, and he walks you through. I think he said he has Google glasses, so you get his point of view and everything, and he walks through and buys stuff. And I crack up because he walks up, he's like, all right, what do you got? Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. You got any cameras? No? Okay, well, see you later. Basically, your shit's junk. I'm out of here. But he does some really cool videos. You find some good pickups and stuff like that. Who else am I missing, Sanchez? Oh my God, how did I forget Ray? Okay. Yes. Raymond Castile's Basement of Horror. All right, hold on a second. Raymond Castile's Basement of Horror. If you don't know Ray Castile, or you don't know his Basement of Horror, you gotta go look it up. He has a great channel. Ray, and I'll say this again, this is not to kiss ass. This is the truth. When I started collecting Megos, and I've done that story a million times, but to make a long story short, when I found Ray's The Gallery of MonsterToys.com. It still exists. He hasn't updated in years, but that's where I learned about Tomlin's, Lincoln Monsters, Azrac Hamway, and it put me on this quest to find these figures. I'm like, these aren't common. And I loved Migos at the time, but I said, wow, these are things I don't see. So it's more of a quest and a challenge. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, so it was really good. What's up, Freebird Special? How are you doing? I don't think I've seen you in here before unless you never commented before. So welcome, welcome. I don't know if you missed most of it. We just did about 70 minutes of ball busting and displaying and showing all kinds of stuff and bootlegs and cases and all kinds of stuff. So if you missed it, feel free to go back and watch it. I got a lot of videos in there. It's like almost 300 videos you guys can go through and take a look. All kinds of stuff. Great stuff from the 70s, 60s. Some more modern stuff too, if you will. But Ray's got a great channel. Who else am I missing? Jesus, I subscribe to so many channels, and I'm trying to think. I personally like Toy Polloy. He has no clue who I am, doesn't watch these videos or anything, but I like Toy Polloy. He does some great stuff. I love the way he does repair stuff. There we go. All right, yes, there we go. So there's some really great podcasts. Let's talk a little bit about podcasts. So we've got the Atari 5200 podcast. This gentleman that you see down here, if that's even showing up there, Mr. Nostalgic for the 70s and 80s, David Alexander. He does a great podcast on the Atari 5200. David, I thought it'd be interesting. So my mom knows I love old shit. So for my birthday, she wound up got me an Atari 2600. She goes, the lady said it worked. It came with a couple cartridges, but I don't know if it works. So it didn't have a power supply, so I went on Amazon and bought that. And then I bought I'm like, how am I going to connect this thing to a modern TV? But they have the little adapter where you can put the the RCA plug into the coax, and you plug it in, put it on channel 2 or 3, and off you go. I set that shit up on my TV, and I was playing Space Invaders forever. I loved the joysticks of that game. I thought it was fantastic. I have a PlayStation 5 as well, but I'm going to be honest, the Atari 2600 was my second video game system. The first one was Atari Pong. I got it for Christmas. And when that came out, this is the greatest thing ever. Now it's like, ugh, but yeah, it was pretty cool. Sanchez comes in his socks to your videos. I thought he sat there in his boxers, to be honest with you. Yes, coaxial adapter for the RF. That's it. And I should have reached out to you, David. I actually had to Google it. And yes, that's exactly what I got. It was like $9 with the power supply from China. And it was great. It came the next day, and I hooked it up, and off it went. I love it. There's a couple games in there. One of them is obviously Space Invaders. There's, what the hell else is in there? I'm trying to think. There's a couple games there that I never had. My favorite game on the Atari 2600 when it first came out was Adventure. Then it was Superman. And then it was Raiders of the Lost Ark. And the Superman game is really bad, but it's kind of cool, the old graphics. Oh, Sanchez, you had to go there. The whole room just sunk into the ground because Brian Sanchez. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, that's some cool stuff. So check out the podcast, the Atari 5200 podcast. They go through all kinds of stuff, lots of information, things you think you know Atari 5200, you don't. So you go check out the podcast. In addition, there's a great podcast, Star Pod Log, and that's great by Jesus Christ. I'm like so exhausted. Okay, so it is Neyron and Kavora. I know what his real name is, and I wasn't giving that out. I was like, whoops. It's Neyron and Kavora. And they're just two really nice and very cool people. I've met them in person. We've spoken quite a few times, either on the phone or text or whatever. And they're really nice people, super nice people. They've done some really nice stuff. They sent some nice things for my daughter, just out of the goodness of their heart, and I thank them so much. She loves the protein off the top. Oh, Sanchez, what is this now? What is this now? Are we? My God. Oh, my God. What is this, youporn.com all of a sudden? All right, let's get the fuck out of here. Let's say goodnight. I really appreciate everybody coming to watch. I appreciate you guys participating. I love chatting back and forth with you guys. It's so much more fun to do that than just to sit here and talk. Sanchez, I see you crawling around in the background, lose basement. You better get out of there. Yeah, the floor is not clean, bro. The floor is not clean. Actually, just as a side note, I watched this movie last night. It's Vince Vaughn. I think it came out 2 years ago. It was called Brawl in Cell Block 99 or something like that, and Vince Vaughn plays this serious kid. Serious, no joking. He plays this guy that goes to prison, but the prison is like, prison's from like the fucking, I don't know, early 1900s, and they put him in the basement where nobody's allowed, and it's disgusting. I mean, the basement, it's disgusting. They put him in a cell, and now it's saying Sanchez, oops, there we go, getting a little low battery. But now it's Sanchez crawling on the floor. I just thought of that movie last night. If you haven't seen it, it's not a good movie, but it's crazy where he does things like he fights and he steps on these guys' heads and they show the heads crush. It's pretty disgusting to say the least. But anyway, that's that. You're sorry you're in prick mode. You're always in prick mode. When are you not in prick mode? All right, well, my battery's dying. You guys are awesome. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Hope you got something good at it. If you didn't, blame Brian Sanchez. It's all on him. Blame Sanchez. Blame Sanchez. All right, guys, have a good evening. Peace.